Good morning, children, and welcome back to my class. Today we are going to learn subtraction on a number grid, a double digit subtraction on a number grid. I have already made a video on double digit addition on a number grid and has been shared with you. Now today I am trying to explain double digit subtraction on a number grid. Now quickly we'll revise what a number grid is. In a number grid, we write down numbers from 1 to 100 in a particular order. Now what is that order? In a number grid, we begin from the smallest number on our left. You can see 1 is the smallest number and we finish the line with 10. So in a number grid, what we do? We begin with 1 on the left hand side and 10 on the right hand side. Similarly, we begin with 11 on the left hand side and we finish with 20 on the right hand side. Similarly, we go on. We begin with 91 on our left and 100 on our right. You can also prepare a number grid where you can write down 1 on the top and followed by 11, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81 and 91. Here I am using a number grid where I have written down the smallest number, that is 1, on the bottom left. Right? So let's quickly begin now. Double digit subtraction on a number grid. So first, as I did before, we'll begin with understanding subtraction with a simple example. Now here you can see, children, I have taken a very simple example and we'll try to understand what happens when we subtract 10 from a number. Now here you can see I have written down 65. We'll again quickly revise. 65 means 60 and 5, where 5 is at the ones place and 6 is at the tens place. What does that mean? That means 5 is ones, or we have 5 single digits, 5 single things, or we can say 5 coins of 1. And what does 6 tens means? 6 tens means we have 10 bundles of 6. As I can write down here, you have 10, 1 bundle of 10, 2 bundle of 10, then you have 3 bundles of 10, 4 bundles of 10, 5 bundles of 10 and 6 bundles of 10. So remember, this is 6 tens and not 6. So 6 tens means 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. So what is that number? This number is 65. Now we start. Now when we subtract 10 from 65, what are we doing? We are subtracting 10 from 60. That means we are removing one bundle of 10 from 60. That means we will be left with just 5 bundles. So then let me quickly make you understand what happens when we subtract 10 from a number. First of all, we'll mark 10 places. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So we have 10 places, and when we do subtraction, we do reverse counting. We begin with 65 and we start reverse counting from 64 to 10 places. So we have 64, 63, 62, 61, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56 and 55. So we end up with 55. So what did we understand? That when we subtracted 10 from a double digit number, then the digit at the tens place decreases by 1. That means 6 tens will become 5 tens. So this is what? This is tens. But remember, there is no change in the digit that is written in the ones place value, because we have not subtracted anything from ones. What have we done? We have subtracted 10 from tens. So 6 tens, we have removed one bundle of 10 and that makes it 55. So what did we understand? Whenever we subtract 10 from a double digit number, the digit at the tens place decreases or becomes smaller by 1. 6 will become 5 and we have 55 as the answer. Is that clear? So let's quickly do it in this way. We have 65 minus 10. I've written down in green just to make you understand that this is the tens place. This is the tens place, whereas these are the ones places. And whenever we subtract 10, we subtract from the tens place value and not from 5. You cannot subtract 10 from 5. You can subtract 10 from 60 because this is 6 tens. That means 60 and not 6. So when we subtract 10 from 60, we get 50. That means the digit at the tens place decreases by 1 and becomes 5. So 6 becomes 5 and the number now is 55. Similarly, when we subtract 10 from 55, where you have 5 at the ones place and 5 at the tens place. But remember, the 5 at the tens place will decrease by 1 and not the 5 at the ones place, because we are not subtracting anything in the ones place. It's a 0 here, right? So this 5 will become 4. That means whenever we subtract 10 from a double digit number, then the digit at the tens place decreases by 1. So 5 becomes 4. So 55 will now become 45. Now suppose we have to subtract 20 from 65. Both these tens have to be subtracted from 65. Then what will happen? 65 minus 20. Here again, you don't have anything to subtract from the ones place value. So 5 will remain as such. But you have 2 tens. Okay? So 6 tens minus 2 tens will become 4 tens. That means the digit at the tens place value will decrease by 2. So 6 minus 2 will become 4, or 65 minus 20 will be 45. Is that clear? Now let us understand the same thing on a number grid. So here we come back to the number grid. Here is the number grid for you. Suppose I have to subtract from 76. Okay, so when I subtract 10 from 76, as I just made you clear that whenever we subtract 10 from a number, the digit at the tens place decreases by 1. So as you can see, when you decrease 7 by 1 or make it smaller by 1, it will become 6. And you can see when you go down, then you have 6. That means whenever you are coming down a number grid in this kind of a number grid where we begin with 1 at the bottom. Then when we begin with 76 and go down 10, that means subtract 10, we have to move down. That is, whenever we move down in this kind of a number grid, that is minus 10, then 76 will become 66. So what did we understand? That on a number grid, whenever we have to subtract 10 or multiples of 10, then we have to move down in this kind of a number grid. Right? So 76 minus 10 will become 66. Now suppose I have to subtract 40 or 4 tens, then I have to go down 4 times, right? So minus 10, then again I'll go one more time, that will make it minus 10 again. Then again minus 10, then again minus 10. That means we have subtracted 4 tens. 1 tens, 2 tens, 3 tens and 4 tens. So when we subtract, we are moving down. Why? Because the numbers are decreasing downwards in this kind of a number grid. So we reach 36. So whenever we subtract 40 from 76, what do we get? We get 36. Okay? And then if suppose I have, instead of 40, I have 42 to subtract. So first we'll come down to 40 and then move back, because it is subtraction. We'll do reverse counting 2 more times. You can see when we subtract 1 from 36, you get 35. When you subtract 1 more time, you get 34. So what have we done? We have subtracted 40 and 2, that is 42. Right? Now let us do some questions on this number grid, on the number grid or based on the number grid. So here is the first sum for you. You can see I have written down 99 minus 74. Okay, so 74 means 70 plus 4. So as I made you understand that whenever we go down a number grid, in this kind of a number grid where we begin with 1 at the bottom, then while we move down we decrease. That means the numbers become smaller. So when we go down, we are decreasing by 10 every time. So how many times we have to go down? We have to go down 7 times. So when I subtract minus 10 from 99, we get 89. Okay. Then when we subtract 10 again, then 89 will become 79. We subtract 10 more and 79 will become 69. Again we'll subtract 10 and 69 will become 59. One more 10 and 59 will change to 49. See, every time what is happening, we are not changing the digit at the ones place, but the digit at the tens place is decreasing by 1. Okay, so again we have minus 10 and 49 will become 39. And one more time we decrease 39 minus 10 and that will become 29. So how many times have we subtracted? 7 times. 1 tens, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens and 7 tens. So when I have subtracted 7 tens, I reach 29. I have to subtract 4 more. Okay, so while we are subtracting, we have to move on our left hand side as I just explained it to you. So when we move left, 29 will do reverse counting and reach 28. One more time and will be 27. Another time will be 26. And fourth time will reach 25. So when we subtract 4 while going on our left, 29 will change to 25 and that will be the answer. Okay, let us understand with one more example. So here is the example for you. Now here, as you can clearly see, we have a number 87. There 7 is at the ones place and 8 is at the tens place. Now as you can see here, you have nothing at the tens place. So you just have to go on your left 6 times. You don't have to go up or you don't have to go down. As when you go up, you add. And when you go down, you subtract in the multiples of 10. Now since you don't have anything here in the tens place, you don't need to go down. You just have to move back 6 times. So we begin from 87, move back 6 times. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So when we do reverse counting, 87 will become 86, 85, 84, 83, 82 and 81. And 81 will be the answer. So what did we see here? When we do not have anything at the tens place, we don't need to go down. We just need to move on our left. Because while we move left on a number grid, we decrease by 1. Is that clear? So let me make you understand with one more example. And here is the example for you. You can see 36 minus 12. Now here again you can see 12 means 10 plus 2. And since you have to subtract, you have to move down. So when we move down, 36 minus 10 will become 26. And you have to subtract 2 more times, so you need to move on your left. So we need to move on our left and 26 will become 25 and 24. So we have 24 as the answer. Is that clear? So what did we do? First we moved down 1 time. Why? Because we have just 10 here. So while we move down, 3 in the tens place will change to 2. 3 tens will become 2 tens, but there will be no change in the ones place. So 36 minus 36 minus 10 will become 26. And then we have 2 more to subtract. From here we'll move towards our left and 26 minus 2 will become 24, which will be the answer. So here is the last one for you. Here we have 85 minus 32. Now here again you can see 32 means 30 plus 2. Now here we have to move down. While we move down, we decrease by 10. In this kind of a number grid where I started from 1 at the bottom. If you start from 1 at the top, it will be different. What you have to be careful that is the number decreasing while we go up or is the number decreasing while we go down. So when we subtract, we move towards a smaller number. Like in this kind of a grid where I have 1 at the bottom, as we move up, we increase, and as we move down, we decrease. So in addition, whenever you practice addition, you will have to move up while you are moving by the multiples of 10. And when you are subtracting, you will have to move down because the numbers are decreasing down. And you have to decrease down by 10. Okay, but in both the cases, in subtraction, whether you have written down 1 at the bottom or you have written down 1 at the top, while you subtract ones, you have to move left because you begin with the smaller number at the left hand side and the bigger number at the right hand side, right? So we come back to our example. Here was the example for you, 85 minus 32. So 30 and 2. We have to subtract, so we have to come down. That means we have to decrease the value at the tens place. So 85 minus 10 will become 75. Okay, one time decrease by 1, 8 will become 7. Then again we decrease by 10 and we have 65. We decrease again another by 10 and we have 55. So we have to come down 3 times or 3 tenths, right? So what have I done? I have done 85 minus 10, that is 75, minus 10, that is 65, and minus 10, that is 55. And we have to subtract 2 more times, so we have to move towards our left. So 55 minus 2 will make it 54 and 53, and that will be the answer. I hope you must have enjoyed and you must have understood the subtraction on a number grid. Thank you and bye everybody.